Reports claim a tense aerial incident happened over the Strait of Hormuz. The region is one of the most sensitive military zones in the world. Iranian media said several AH-64 Apache helicopters were seen near the coastline. The aircraft were flying at very low altitude. Officials described the movement as unusual. According to Iranian sources, the helicopters were not on routine patrol. They were allegedly preparing for strikes. Explosions were reported along parts of the southern coast. Some impacts were near radar and missile positions. These sites are part of Iran's coastal defense network. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the world's most important waterways. A large part of global oil supply moves through this passage. Because of this, every military move here matters. Iranian officials called the situation a direct threat. Analysts say Apaches are built for precision attacks. They can strike ground targets with high accuracy. But helicopters rarely fly alone in hostile airspace. That detail raised questions among observers. There was no early confirmation from the United States Department of Defense. U.S. officials did not report any mission in the area. Iranian media continued to describe the attack as coordinated. Several targets were hit within minutes. Smoke was seen rising from different locations. Some facilities were believed to be damaged. Soon after, Iranian air defense units were activated. Radar systems began tracking the helicopters. Coastal batteries were placed on alert. The airspace quickly became active. Iranian reports said defensive fire was launched. The encounter was turning into a direct confrontation. Iranian media then claimed the defense systems locked onto the helicopters. Tracking units followed the aircraft over the water. The helicopters were still close to the coastline. That made them easier to detect. Air defense crews were ordered to engage. Reports said the first shots were fired within minutes. The sky over the strait became tense. Multiple systems were active at the same time. Radar guidance was used to track targets. Optical systems helped confirm positions. Iranian sources claimed one helicopter was hit first. Then more impacts were reported. State media said several aircraft were damaged. Later reports mentioned as many as 5 helicopters. All were described as AH-64 Apache attack helicopters. The exact condition of the aircraft was not confirmed. Some reports said they were destroyed. Others said they were only damaged. No clear images were released. The United States Department of Defense gave no immediate response. U.S. officials did not confirm any losses. This made the situation harder to verify. Independent observers began checking satellite data. The Strait of Hormuz is watched by many countries. Any clash here usually gets noticed fast. Still, no outside confirmation appeared. Gulf states started monitoring the situation closely. Security levels were raised at some locations. Shipping companies were also alerted. Tension in the region was rising quickly. Attention then turned to the damage on the Iranian coast. Reports said several defense sites were hit first. Some were radar stations. Others were linked to missile systems. These locations watch the Strait of Hormuz every day. They are part of Iran's main coastal shield. Iranian media said repair teams were sent quickly. Engineers began checking damaged equipment. Temporary systems were brought online. Officials said coverage was restored fast. Analysts say modern defense networks use backups. If one site fails, another takes control. That makes full shutdown difficult. The focus then moved to possible naval activity. The area is often patrolled by the U.S. Navy. Ships from the U.S. Fifth Fleet operate nearby. The fleet is based in Bahrain. It controls naval missions in the Gulf region. Some experts believe ships could have been close. Attack helicopters can fly from naval vessels. They can also launch from land bases. But flying near defended coastlines is risky. Such missions usually need fighter support. No reports confirmed jets in the area. That raised more questions. Some analysts think the story may be incomplete. Others say it could have been a limited strike. Iranian media called the defense response successful. Officials said coordination worked perfectly. The incident showed how fast clashes can start here. News of the incident spread quickly across the region. The Strait of Hormuz is watched by the whole world. It is one of the most important oil routes on Earth. A large share of global energy passes through here. Any conflict in this area causes concern. Oil market analysts started watching closely. Prices often react to tension in the Gulf. Even small clashes can affect supply fears. Shipping companies began checking security reports. Some vessels slowed movement near the strait. Maritime security teams increased monitoring. Regional governments also raised alert levels. Military bases in the Gulf stayed on watch. Airspace activity was tracked more closely. Attention turned to the United States response. The United States Department of Defense did not confirm the incident. No official statement mentioned lost aircraft. U.S. officials stayed mostly silent. That made analysts cautious. Independent groups checked satellite images. No clear proof of destroyed helicopters appeared. Experts say verification takes time in such cases. Iranian media kept calling the response successful. They said air defenses worked as planned. Multiple units were involved in the interception. Radar and missile systems worked together. Analysts say this is how layered defense works. Each system supports the other. The event is now being studied by military experts. Many want to know how the clash really started. After the clash, focus shifted to the Iranian coastline. Reports said several military sites were inspected. Engineers checked radar and missile positions. Some equipment was reported damaged. Repair crews were sent immediately. Temporary systems were installed. Officials said defenses stayed active. Surveillance along the coast increased. Airspace monitoring became tighter. Naval movement was also watched closely. Analysts began studying the encounter. Many wanted to understand the tactics used. Helicopters flying low can avoid radar. But once detected, they are exposed. Coastal defenses react very fast. The Strait of Hormuz is a dangerous place for any mission. Forces from many countries operate nearby. One mistake can cause a crisis. Security experts warned about escalation. Even a small clash can grow quickly. Governments continued watching the situation. Shipping companies stayed cautious. Oil markets remain sensitive to the news. No full confirmation has been released. Details are still unclear. Both sides remain silent on key points. The region stays on alert. The Strait of Hormuz remains a global flashpoint. Any future incident could be more serious. For now, the reported clash stands as a warning of how fast conflict can begin.